Are you looking to get on the road to your dream career? You're in the right place. Welcome to the Mentor Select Podcast with your host, Derrich Phillips. Always stay up to date on social media at Mentor Select and online at mentorselect.com. Here's your host of the Mentor Select Podcast, Derrich Phillips.
Welcome back to episode 28 of the Mentor Select Podcast. Today's episode, I'm just going to share with you all updates that's been going on with Mentor Select, things going on in my personal and professional life, and just keep you all posted on just my ups and downs of entrepreneurship. It's certainly been a journey, but it's been a very exciting journey, and I'm happy to share with you all of the good, bad, ugly, and rewarding parts of doing the Mentor Select Podcast and being an entrepreneur. So I'll kick off by announcing the fantastic news that Mentor Select Podcast crossed to 2,000 downloads milestone. So that is extremely exciting. I'm really happy to know that people are listening and really benefiting from the podcast and just from all of the guest mentors sharing their wisdom and career guidance with you all. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for reviewing. And also thank you for sharing with your friends and family. It's certainly been a phenomenal journey getting to this point, but we're just getting started. I'm looking forward to in the future coming to you all and letting you know that we crossed the 1 million download barrier. So still have some work to do, but hey, we have to celebrate those milestones along the way. I have big plans moving forward where we're going to continue to grow the Mentor Select community and increase the impact that we're making around the world for people who just need career guidance and need mentorship. That's something that many of us take for granted, but a lot of times people do not have quality mentorship, and that's vital in terms of really fulfilling your purpose in life and having a rewarding career. For those of you who don't know, my wife and I are expecting our first child in June, a baby girl. Legacy Lee Phillips is what we're going to name her. And my wife is officially 20 weeks pregnant. We are thrilled to become parents. This is something that we've been anxiously anticipating for a long time. My wife, she actually started a YouTube channel called the Phillips Fam Baby Journey. Be sure to check that out, where she essentially details the steps that we went through to get pregnant. And I haven't shared on the Mentor Select podcast yet, but it details that we went through the IVF process, so fertility. And my wife does a really good job of detailing that whole process and being completely open and transparent with everything that came along with going the fertility route. I also know my wife is super excited because she created a Instagram page for our daughter already. So be sure to follow Legacy Lee Phillips on Instagram. So she's already a baby influencer before she's born. Last weekend here in Dallas, Mentor Select had our first meetup. That was fun. A group of us met for bowling and games. So special thanks to Tina and Son, who are the Mentor Select community, our Facebook group. They are our facilitators. So they did a really good job helping us organize the event. Special thanks to everyone that made it out. It was a good time. It was nice to see some of our members in person and just get to know each other better. So that's always a great opportunity. Looking forward to doing more in the future. If you're not a member of the Mentor Select community on Facebook, I highly encourage you to join our Facebook group. I'll include the link to join the Facebook group in the show notes. But we certainly want to continue to grow that community, so we have another resource for our members to utilize for support and career guidance. The biggest thing I have going on right now is I'm training for a full marathon. So that's 26.2 miles. So I'll be running that marathon in 2 weeks. It's the Cowtown Marathon in Fort Worth, Texas. So certainly looking forward to that. This will be my first marathon. And it's crazy because I was inspired to do it last year. My wife's friend, who runs marathons all over the world, came to Dallas to run the Dallas Marathon. And just we were out there watching her, and I thought, hey, that looks fun. I can do that. So I put it on my bucket list, but I didn't set a date. But after finding out that I was going to be a father, I decided, hey, this is a good time to accomplish something big in the name of my daughter. So I decided I want to complete a marathon before my daughter is born. So that's what I'm going to do. I set a date. I started training January 2nd. And essentially, I fast forwarded my training program just because after a couple of weeks, I was feeling really good. I'm in pretty good shape at this point. So instead of doing a half marathon first, I decided, let's go all or nothing. So let's do the full marathon first. And that's what I'm going to do. Definitely wish me luck. I was certainly going to do whatever it takes to get across that finish line. This past Friday, I ran 20 miles for my training run, and I did pretty good. I did better than expected. And what was surprising to me is my last 4 miles were my fastest miles. So miles 16 through 20 were faster than mile 1 through 4. So that gave me a good indication of the level of shape that I'm in, and just my mentality is always finish strong no matter what we're doing in life. I'm certainly looking forward to accomplishing this major goal, and most importantly, being able to give Legacy, my daughter, my medal. So that'd be one of the first gifts I give her. Say, hey, Daddy ran this marathon for you. He was thinking about you the whole time, all 26.2 miles. So that's how I knew I couldn't stop, couldn't give up. Throughout this whole training program, I've been documenting every day just the lessons I'm learning about myself and life. And ultimately, it may turn into a book or something. I don't know, but I'm starting to make sure that I document the entire process, because when you're out there training every day, you certainly learn a lot about yourself. And there are so many metaphors that come to mind to me when I'm running about life and running. So it's certainly correlated. And looking forward to sharing all of those lessons that I learned out there, putting in that mileage. Another major project that I have going on this month is I'm finishing up my first book. So that's certainly exciting, because I started working on this book back in June, and now I'm putting on the finishing touches now. So looking forward to self-publishing next month. So you all certainly stay tuned. I'm going to look forward to your support, just getting the word out, reviewing the book, and just everything you can do to help me make it a successful launch. But writing your first book certainly it's a rewarding experience. Throughout the book, I share lessons from my childhood, growing up fatherless in poverty, and just talk about just all the hardships I had to overcome and the lessons that I learned from overcoming that adversity. I learned firsthand that there truly is strength in the struggle. So overcoming all those hardships of poverty built up a lot of mental strength in me to help them turn poverty into prosperity. On the speaking side of my business, I have several speaking opportunities coming up. Next week, I'll be speaking at a high school for their Black History celebration. So certainly looking forward to that. And then also, I'm currently coaching a speaker for the TEDx Plano event. So that's a great opportunity, really, just to get insight into how TEDx works, and then helping my TEDx speaker develop her presentation so that it's impactful and hopefully resonates to people all around the world. She certainly has an inspirational story, and her message is something that we all need to hear. It's just that important. So I'm honored to be working on this project with TEDx Plano. Last but not least, this is contest season for Toastmasters. So the International World Championship of Public Speaking contest kicks off this month, and I'll be participating again this year. Last year, I had a disappointing performance at the division level of the contest because I was disqualified for going over time. So that's something I'm certainly conscious about this year. Make sure that I'm nowhere close to going over that time limit. Lesson learned. It was a painful lesson, but hey, those are the best lessons. So I've learned the hard way. But certainly this year, I'm going to be gunning for that top spot to be crowned the World Championship of Public Speaking, which that'll be a remarkable accomplishment. It's on my bucket list. So wish me luck. That's pretty much the latest and greatest that's going on with me personally and professionally, and the latest updates for Mentor Select. Regarding just my experience being an entrepreneur, I still love it. Every day is an adventure, but every day is hard. There's no easy day. Any accomplishments you make the prior day have nothing to do with today. So every day I wake up, I have to think about new creative ways to continue to build the Mentor Select brand, continue to let people know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how I can benefit them. So that certainly is a constant grind. It doesn't get easier. I've just learned to roll with the punches, taking the good with the bad, accepting the disappointments and moving past them, and realizing that I have this big why. So that's what keeps me focused. That's what keeps me in the fight. It certainly is a daily battle, but I love it. I can honestly say that I don't miss my 9-to-5 job. Of course, that security was nice, but in reality, it was a false sense of security. So at this point, I'm really just betting on myself. I'm betting on my abilities and knowing that as long as I remain consistent and do the right thing, continue to really focus on what my purpose is and who I'm impacting, then I'm going to be successful. It just takes time and diligent effort and having a good strategy and strong support system around me. So I have all of that. I know that I'm going to be good. It's such a rewarding feeling knowing that every day I'm working on my dream and not someone else's. And that's not to knock anyone who's an employee. It's just that's something that's very important to me at this point in my life, where I want to build something of my own. I want to build my own legacy. So that's what drives me every single day. That's what, every time I get knocked down, every time I get rejected, that's what makes me get back up and keep grinding, because I know that my purpose is to impact and empower millions. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, no matter what it takes. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed the updates, and most importantly, I hope that you all are every day working towards fulfilling whatever your purpose is in life, whatever legacy you want to leave. I hope every day that you're making some effort, some progress towards accomplishing that. And it's a never-ending journey, but you have to take the first step. Next week, I'll be back with a guest mentor interview, so look forward to that. And be sure to continue to support the podcast, share, subscribe, like it, and also join the Mentor Select Facebook group. It's a thriving community whose purpose is supporting each other. And that's something that we all can use support. It's a lonely journey towards success. So the more support you have, the more like-minded people you surround yourself around, the more enjoyable that journey will be, because you don't have to do it all alone. Thanks for tuning in this week. Be sure to tune in next week for a interview with one of our phenomenal guest mentors. Until then, be sure to follow your passion so that you can transition into your purpose.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Mentor Select podcast, helping you identify and follow your passions. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit mentorselect.com and Mentor Select on social media. If you enjoyed today's episode, please rate and review. We'll catch you next time.